Well, ladies and gentlemen, how is everybody doing today? All right. I think we got a good one. As you can see, some of us, we're not as smart as the rest. Okay. Man's own 911 call leads to human trafficking arrest. Now, let's see what transpired in order for this to happen. Oh my God. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Terrible People Podcast. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get right into it. Oh, geez. Like, this is ridiculous already.
All right, now you guys listen to this kind of a crazy story here. A man in Gwinnett County apparently called police trying to report some sort of robbery. Well, it ended up being an arrest for human trafficking. And I think our Annie Map can pick up where things went wrong, or was this the plan all along? Annie, what's going on out there in Gwinnett County?
A very crazy story, Judea, here in Duluth. Gwinnett County police tell us that 28-year-old Changzi Lee called them back in January because he was concerned that someone was trying to break into his apartment. So police showed up and things just went completely left, I think, from what officers were expecting. We do have video that Gwinnett County police posted on their Facebook page. But in that video, you see police show up to this apartment. Officials say when they got inside, they heard like a loud noise that sounded like glass breaking. They saw a suspect come out from the back who is 40-year-old Dominique Gray. He came out and his hand was bleeding. Police say Gray was tased because he wasn't complying with their commands, of course, as they were responding. According to officials, as they questioned Gray outside, other officers were looking inside the home to see, what else they could possibly find as part of this, what they thought was a burglary investigation. And they ended up finding a woman hiding in a closet in a back room. Officials say Changzi told them that this was a woman that he had invited over from an escort website. Officials say they later ended up discovering that Changzi again had brought
I don't know. This is not how I would like to close out Black History Month, but yo, man, where's the Joker when we need him? We need a better degree. We need a better criminal, right? My God. All right, let's
woman over from an escort website, but that Dominique Gray was also there for escort for services from this escort website as well. So at that point, all three of those people were taken to jail. The woman for prostitution, Changzi for pimping, and also for keeping a place of prostitution was the term that we were given, and Dominique Gray as well faced some charges. So Lee ended up getting out on bond just a few weeks ago after that happened, but the police department's vice team kept an eye on him, and shortly after they discovered that he was back on these different websites. Take a listen to what a corporal we spoke to said a few minutes ago.
They start looking and they noticed what they believe to be Lee's phone number pop up on other listings on websites for solicitation. So they conduct an undercover operation on February 9th, and that's where they arrest Lee again for trying to solicit certain services. And they end up arresting him, making additional charges of keeping a place of prostitution. And this time they were able to charge him with human trafficking.
Yeah, so officials say they were able to add that human trafficking charge the second go round because they've now identified that he
Can't
was
get
on
right.
different sites more than once. And that second arrest was actually made at a totally different location here in Duluth, which they believe Lee was also using to keep this place of prostitution and of these illegal services. He is now in jail at the Gwinnett County Jail without a bond. We did ask officials if he had any prior criminal history. That is something that they are still looking into, Judea.
Wow, Annie, when I heard that you were going to be on this story and I was just trying to hear the details about it, I was like, what are the odds that, you start with one thing and then you end up with a whole other case on your hands? I'm sure the police were kind of stunned when they found all of this before them. But again, I know you also have to get back to reporting a little bit more, figuring out.
So this man, obviously, there was an altercation. He's up there trying to defend his brothel against this guy right here for whatever reason. Maybe it was a price discrepancy issue for services rendered. The nigga calls the police. This man, this Asian man, all right, Mr. Lee, calls the police. And then he goes right back to it like he ain't did nothing wrong. Yo, fam, the block is hot. You can't keep... You should have just quit while you were ahead. Big dog, what? This is exactly why we don't have nice things. Right? I mean, damn. Yeah. Yo, and you want to know what the sadder part is? Most of these things happen around you all the time because that's actually a nice area. Duluth is not run down. It's not anything like that, right? Duluth is pretty chill, pretty nice. And this man had a brothel running out of his probably 1-bedroom, 700 square foot, $1,700 a month apartment. Wow. That is something else. I don't even know. What I really even stop. What is this? This dude, the fact that you called the police and then you go out there and you continue to operate. Ladies and gentlemen, the level of insanity and the level of ignorance and stupidity here, I don't think I have anything else to add to it. Here's the thing, if you're doing something wrong, imagine how crazy you have to be. Imagine the amount of indignation that you have to call for backup, knowing good and goddamn well you're doing something wrong. That's why drug dealers have to be violent. They can't call somebody when they get robbed. You have to go handle that. Yeah, man, I was just up there. Yeah, I was at the corner. Man, these dudes, oh really? They just came out of nowhere to you? Yeah, man, well, they stole, what did they steal from you, sir? Well, I had some illegal contraband on me, And what kind of illegal contraband, sir? I'd really like not to say over the phone, but a crime was committed against me. You don't get that benefit. And then you got my man out here in dreads tossing you and this little 130-pound woman around. Oh, big dog. Look, there is nothing that is actually good about this. Good God Almighty. Try, man, look, just try your hardest just to be better. I swear, I don't know. I don't know. And this is a sad situation because you know what? Some of this might actually be a human trafficking case. We don't know. This could be a woman who's here illegally and she was forced in to this, from what it is that they're going with. They said she was an escort, but who really knows? Now there are some escorts out there who traffic themselves. They out there selling that box because Mr. Gray over here, Dominique Gray, he got boxolitis and he needs some help. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anything else for you about this. Good God Almighty. Look, like, share, comment, subscribe, get down in the comments and let me know what you guys think. I am so eager to hear your input. In the meantime, in between time, if you're going to be out there doing wrong, man, you better know how to defend yourself. You better have some hands. You better have some feet. You better be an MMA. You better know how to choke niggas out. You have a lot of things that you need to work on. Okay. Stay strapped. I don't know how far you can go with that. Anyway, it's just remember, if you're doing wrong, you can't call the police. All right. It's kind of a rule. Okay. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Jesus Christ. What the